This video is sponsored by Dubby Jittlerless Energy Blend. Click on the link in the description and use the code PackerMan to save 10% on any order. What's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan, and welcome to this edition of The Fuel, where for this edition of The Fuel, we're going to be talking about the 2023 Road America 180 at, of course, Road America for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Apparently they didn't have a sponsor this time around to sponsor the race, so it's just called the Road America 180. Really don't know how to begin with this one. This one was messy, to say the least. For a while, extremely uncompetitive and just irritating. I mean, in the beginning of the race, we did have that great battle between Allgaier and Custer for the race lead after they got by Allmendinger, who, interestingly enough, decided to forego qualifying for the Cup race at Richmond to go to Road America because he figured, I'll just stomp the competition like I usually do. Nope. If anything, after the first 5 laps, he was pretty much a non-factor. And it became all about Justin Allgaier, who led the most laps in this race by a country mile. And in all seriousness, should have won this race because he had the field covered. But of course, as per the usual, this race was afflicted by a bunch of dumb caution flags and 2 overtime periods. That second overtime period is what fucked over Allgaier, which is why I've kept saying over and over again, we need to get rid of the overtimes. These races need to end at their scheduled distances because these overtimes have been nothing but fucking crash fests. But the dumbass award of this race definitely goes to Connor Mosack. His engine was pretty much going up in smoke, but he decided to stay on the track, and you can actually see him actually putting fluid on the racetrack, and he pretty much put fluid all the way down the fucking all the way around the racetrack, and it's just like, and that resulted in a red flag, a lengthy red flag, to get it all cleaned up. I mean, it took like an hour to finish 2 fucking laps. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. But this race also had a lot of cringy looking impacts. Chandler Smith had a brake rotor failure on the front stretch, but he had the presence of mind to turn the car into the wall as so to not go head on into the turn 1 barriers. Of course, it completely ripped the left side off of his car, but and it was still a pretty significant impact. I mean, it was so much so that it actually caused the wall to move. Because, I mean, you just carry so much speed down that front straightaway into turn 1 because, I mean, it's a super long straightaway. It's one of the longest straightaways that NASCAR runs on, if not the longest. Like, the front stretch at Road America is insane. Because it has that steep incline uphill as you come off the final turn. Like, it's one of the most unique road courses in the world, and one of the few road courses that still has the original layout from when it was opened all the way back in the 50s. And you're probably wondering, well, was that really a good thing that Chandler Smith decided to just turn it left and nose it into the wall, knowing that it completely ripped the left side off of his car? Well, the car was going to be junk anyway, regardless of what would have happened. So it was either him going into the wall on the left side to try to scrub off speed, or do what actually happened later in the race when Alex Labbe, I think, had a similar instance happened to him going into turn 1, but he didn't have he didn't have the luxury of turning to the left because he hit the brakes and it jerked to the right, and all he could do was hang on, and he went head on into the barriers, and afterwards he was hurting. Like, he literally had to lay down for a minute because the impact was so intense. And it's like, well, now you see why Chandler Smith did what he did. Because that could have been a whole lot worse. I mean, going into the barrier at that speed and coming to as quick of a stop as he did, I mean, those kind of impacts are why they have safer barriers and why they have the Hans device. Because I guarantee you, without the Hans device, that could have potentially been a very bad accident. A very bad accident. But when this race got into stage 3, it was just caution after caution after caution after caution. John Hunter Nemechek, who was the points leader coming into this race, ended up missing turn 13 and actually hit the curb, and his car went airborne. Then it dipped down as it was landing and hit the grass, and it completely ripped the splitter off the car. Completely destroyed his car. I mean, he had been having a pretty bad couple of laps before that. I mean, he was off course and all that other shit. But we get to the second overtime, and I will admit this. Even though I cannot fucking stand overtimes at this point, I mean, the finish was good, I will say that. Even though I still say the wrong guy probably won. I mean, Allgaier led 42 laps of this race out of the 49 that were run, and it's like, she had another case of, you know, a win taken from somebody because of fucking overtime, and it's just not right. It's just not right. I don't care who it gets taken from. If you lose the victory because of overtime, especially that one that has multiple overtimes, I don't like that. I know it's part of racing, but it's fucking stupid. So that's how I feel about it. And these opinions, just so you know, these opinions are my own. I don't speak for anybody else. I speak for myself. Okay? This is my opinion. And if you don't like it, fuck off. Okay? But anyway. So Allgaier gets into a battle with Sage Karam, former IndyCar star, and Sam Mayer. So these two start fighting for the lead, and as they're getting ready to go into the carousel, Allgaier tries to get back by Karam, and then you have Sam Mayer way on the outside trying to get around, and Allgaier spins out, so that leaves Sage Karam and Sam Mayer to duke it out for the win. And then Parker Kligerman was not that far behind him, so you had three guys looking for their first ever Xfinity Series victory right here. So it's like, okay, how is this going to work out? So going into turn 12, which I believe is called Canada Corner, one of them is called Canada Corner, Mayer has a run on the outside, but goes a little bit too far outside and ends up losing a spot to Kligerman, with Karam still in the lead. But then Karam overshoots turn 13 and gets into the grass, so he loses position. That puts Parker Kligerman into the lead for all of one turn. But he misses the corner, and Sam Mayer actually manages to get underneath him. There may have been a little bit of contact, but it was just a little nudge. And Mayer takes over the lead, coming to the white flag, and he is able to hold Parker Kligerman at bay and Austin Hill, who made his way up to third. And Sam Mayer, in his 71st career start, finally gets his maiden Xfinity Series victory at his home racetrack. He is from Wisconsin. So, at the very least, the finish was good. And we got a first time winner out of the deal. And there were some battles that were actually pretty decent. But other than that, this race, pretty forgettable in my opinion. And it is what it is. Not every race is going to be spectacular, and this one was a crash fest as per the usual, it seems like. But, you know, it is what it is. So, I'll leave it at that. My final rating for the Road America 180 is a 4 out of 10. What's happening, ladies and germs? Thank you for watching tonight's video. If you're interested in sponsoring the channel, there is a link to my Patreon down in the description box below. Otherwise, hit like and subscribe if you want to continue watching great content like you saw today. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out.